okay, I never know what time schedule or whatever I'm on. So I mean, talk about therapy. Look at these girls. Look at them. My loves. You know, and throughout this whole ridiculous, I mean, and I'm calling it ridiculous. It was just, the whole thing is uncalled for. All of it. And this is what I constantly am seeing with the justice system. It's how broken it is. And you get one top dog, and it trickles down, and I mean, it is the biggest nonsense I've ever seen in my life. Something as simple as the landlord extending the lease via multiple messages, me accepting the offer multiple times, and then them accepting payment in full. Well, I don't know about you, but that's Law 101. I learned that in Brendan Knowles' class. 101. Law 101. Basic contract law. And the fact that they cash a check, it's a slam dunk case. And not once have my attorney said otherwise. Instead, just wants to keep beating the dead horse. Okay, I understand what the judge ruled. Well, he ruled wrong. He did not follow the law. And that's the facts. He knows it, and not once did he say, well, you're wrong. Not once in every single text from my attorney did he ever tell me I was wrong. No, instead, he tried to defend the dishonesty and the deception. He tried to I'm trying to think. So anyway, I wrote out something I was going to post, and I thought, you know what? It's way more effective in video form because you feel my heart, because you know I'm honest. There's no doubt. You know, everybody says, well, it's God's will. Well, it was God's will for me to be in the Florida Keys, because the constant thing that I heard, even it wasn't direct conversations with me, was, well, you know, the whole justice system in Monroe County is corrupt. So that's when I started really paying attention and started really listening. And I'm not the only tenant that has been thrown out in the streets. Oh, they tried to do that to me in Indiana, if you guys don't remember. Well, that was what I was told by Charlie Books. He told me that if my house was sold at a sheriff's sale, since my landlord stopped paying my rent, or stopped paying her house payments, that they could come in and take my stuff the day of the sale. So I called the sheriff, and he responded back to me. First he said that was correct, and then he said, oh no, which I knew, because I read their website. But I just wanted it in black and white so that I could print out, and if anybody thought they were going to show up at my house the day of the sale, I was going to slap that on the door and say, sorry, we can call the sheriff and he'll take care of this, because you're not coming in and you're not taking my stuff. So I'm sure Charlie Books is one of those that has done that to people based on the aforementioned, just saying. So that's where I got my feet wet. And then I get down here, and all I'm hearing is the same song and dance. And people are quickly, with a 24-hour notice, putting their belongings out on the street to get rid of so they don't take them. Yeah, that's what's going on. Well, everything in my house belongs to a corporation that I started while I was sick, because I started La Casa Tesoro de Celio, which translates to Heaven Treasure, as learning for the disabled. I was a disabled. So everything that I purchased was for me to learn and to get my education back, because I needed a guinea pig, so why not use myself? So food I had to experiment with to find chemical reactions to help heal my body. I I have a library of books on the brain. Even though I was horizontal for almost 2 years. Oh, I got an education, and a good one at that. Because as I was listening to all the judicial nonsense in Key West, I felt the love, the embracing of help thy neighbor left and right, of things that this world has forgotten. It's unbelievable, the doors that get closed in your face when you are put in a situation like I've been put in, which is unjust. They are living proof that if my blood pressure starts to rise, I just need to love on them, because they're going to get me right back down to where I need to be. And I forgot how effective they really are, because they're not worried about nothing. So why should I be worrying about anything? I know it's all going to work out. It's all in His time. It's all in His plan. My impressions went up 3,000 yesterday. Like, when I took that picture and uploaded it, I am so blessed with you listening. Because this, it's kind of crazy when I'm deciphering everything, all the messages, and they're coming from so many different directions, yet I'm still I'm still being attacked by the wolves in the world, because they're out there and you can see them everywhere. It's truly amazing how the pieces start falling into place, and you realize all these movies that you enjoyed all your life, you're reliving. And I have relived a lot of them. And they may not be exactly that way, but I can't tell you how many times I watched Erin Brockovich. I have complete respect for that woman, because she fought for what was right. And she didn't do it for herself. She did it for all those people that were illness-stricken and cancer-ridden from the neglect of that company. She didn't do it for herself. Just like I'm not doing this just for me. Unfortunately, I'm a victim. Who would have ever thought? So, He sent me here to get justice, and for the keys to come back to where it needs to be, with a justice system that is effective and not one-sided. At what point did the justice system tilt to that side, where the bullies in the world will always win? That's not a justice system I'm accustomed to. Is it one that you are? Because that's what's going on in Monroe County left and right. I mean, the tool that lived next door to me putting up that fence that's over 6 foot tall, and Monroe County has multiple messages from me plus phone calls. It's still there. And not only is it too tall, but he built a dam. So there's no water flow there. Well, the landlords obviously didn't care about it, because they didn't do anything to fix it. They didn't go after him about it, because that property was nothing but an investment property. And I got that loud and clear when I lived there, because of all the stuff I fixed on the inside of it. Because they told us, even though in the lease, and she tried to impose the lease, they told us over and over, after knowing the house we left in Indiana, that we could do whatever we wanted to the house. You could live in it like it was your own. Oh boy, so did I. Jesus is baked into that house. I had to patch, trim work, you name it. And it's still got tons of things that it needs done, which I submitted to the court, a 4-page listing of things that are wrong with that house. Now I know I have to replace the scratched door from the tint because my Hannah Grace refused to ring a bell when we got here. She just wants to, fine. So, I understand I have to do that. But it's unbelievable how these landlords down in the Florida Keys, what they have been getting away with for years. And these poor tenants are suffering left and right. It's not right. So why was I sent there? Now you know why. Why did my attorney invite me into his bedroom? Because that's not the first time it's happened. I guarantee that. And I'm gonna start building my ammunition. I gotta start building the cases. And anybody knows Natalie knows how detailed I am. I didn't run an accounting office for 18 and a half years to understand the law, to understand where the corruption lies. And it's everywhere. It's in the medical profession because I went through all that nonsense. It's in our taxation system and the borrowing of money. I gotta watch those documentaries more than once because it's still just not registering that it's like they created their own business model that we weren't included in. That's the only way for me to describe it. So I know justice is going to prevail. Everybody's worried about me. Please get that. Those demons that are working on you, let them go. Tell them to, I say, off with your heads. Because look at me. I am not worrying about anything right now. I know everything's going to work out. I didn't realize how I would, starting those companies in there and all of them being a part of one of the corporations that I started would have protection, corporate asset protection. So, and of course I said that to my attorney and he didn't tell me I didn't have corporate, so, if there was anything that I said to him that was not fact, trust me, he would have told me. Instead, all he did is put the defense mechanism up to protect himself. Because he knew I could protect myself. He got that loud and clear. Why else would he try to throw into my face about him doing pro bono work? Remember, it was his choice. I offered to pay him. So that is a moot point. It's amazing what you learn in life by listening and watching. You learn. The School of Hard Knocks is an amazing place to learn. Anybody can learn. All you gotta do is open up a book. And if you don't know how to read, learn. Learn how to read. It's the most amazing thing in the world to be able to read. And it's amazing how many people in my life I have met along my path that don't read. What a gift for people that have sight. And another gift for those that can read in Braille. That to me is amazing. Wow. Such something so unique but so beautiful to think that your fingertips are making you visualize it. I just think that's amazing. And it's just amazing. I always have. That's why for me, I've never prayed for, well, did I? I may not have. I may have once prayed for, well, can I have perfect vision? And I was like, I don't really need perfect vision. Doesn't matter. I have correct lenses, so I'm good with that. I can still see. So, I don't know. But I actually think I covered everything that I wrote out, which is even funnier in the video without even looking, of just different points that I wanted to make. And it's crazy how, some of these movies, and that's how I started out, was talking about some movies, how they, like, I think of certain ones when I'm going through a situation where it's almost like it. May not be identically like it, but look at Legally Blonde. But I can go in there and defend myself in DC. Same with here. I can go in there and defend myself. I just need to know the rules of the game. Because that's what it is. And I'm going to parallel to a game of chess. And I'm not on the receiving end of a checkmate. No. My grandma taught me at a young age to pay attention. And then my stepdad, Poopsie, taught me how to read people. And he started with us playing cards. Never really liked that. Never really liked playing cards. Never really liked that side of him. He knows that. And I told him. But who would have ever thought us sitting around the table learning how to play cards would teach me even further how to read people. And people will tell you all day long why they'll make excuses, why they can't face you. Think about the truth. The truth will set you free. And those people that completely deflect from you can't handle the truth. That's their demons to slay, not yours. And it's taken me a long time to realize that. And it's been a hard lesson, a hard journey. Because I learned how to not be hurt by some of the people's behavior, even though I gave and gave and gave. There are takers in the world, and there are givers. And I've always been a giver. Always. And I found out with our current situation, more people that were takers that I didn't see before. And it saddened me, but didn't overwhelm me to the point that I couldn't function. I just saw it for what they were. It is what it is. So, stay tuned. The best is yet to come. It's funny, I had these on. I have to keep something on my head because my hair was like a disaster. When I put these on, I was like, I have got to take that off. I look like an animal on my head. So anyway, I have to keep humor in this nonsense because it's just like, seriously. It'll be interesting to know how many other cities, towns have that kind of justice system. So I have an email, silenced as no more 333 at protonmail.com. If you have a situation, a tenant-landlord situation, especially in the Lower Keys, please upload your facts, etc., because I'm going to be compiling as much as I can. I already downloaded to report my attorney to the board for his behavior, and they need to look into that. I'll have them look into it first before I go public with his name. And think, it just breaks my heart that people can be so deceptive to others. I fall in love with people the minute I meet them. And then it's what they do after that. That changes my emotional relationship with them based on their behavior. And meeting with that psychiatrist and realizing I don't have depression and PTSD. I've whipped that. That was easy to whip without medication. So I can do anything when I've got him. And look at me. Everybody keeps asking me, how are you so calm? Well, why do you want me to be excited? Why do you want me to get worried? Do you think that's healthy for me? So why are you worrying about it all? Well, you can worry yourself to death, and there's no sense in it. Well, there's a will, there's a way. And when you trust in him, justice every time will come front and center. Every time. So, stop worrying and start living. And start praying for a miracle. And start telling my story and sharing my videos so that the world hears. And those injustices out there, we just all put together. And we clean the slate once and for all so we can get justice back in our court systems. So that the innocent aren't the ones that become the victims. That the innocent actually win. How many people have been incarcerated? That was bogus because of tainted evidence. I can't even imagine the number of cases that's happened. I'm sure it's an ungodly amount. Because that's not of him. I know innocent until proven guilty. But what I've experienced in this short period of time, I've only been here a little over a year, and look what I saw. And how many people have been there forever, and they saw it, and they just didn't do anything about it because they were scared. I gave up my life on October 15th of 2019. I have nothing to fear on this earth. Nothing. I don't even fear him because I'm following with him. I feel like he's holding my hand every day, saying, Natalie, you don't have to worry about anything. And I get that from all the people he has put on my path, including my chiropractor, that after I uploaded the video when I was being evicted, he could only watch 10 minutes of it because he wanted to come and rescue me. That's when I knew my videos were effective. I'm not doing anything for just myself. Never have, and I never will. So, what are they? Greener pastures are ahead? More blue skies? Well, we have those every day here. So, anyway, I woke up. So I figured, while I was fresh, I might as well do this video. So I just think they're way more effective. So you can really understand where my passion lies. And it's always lied with the law and order. I understand that loud and clear. I just don't understand why they had to have so many laws. We don't need all of those. We just need honest judges, honest attorneys, not those that learn down the road how to be crooks and crooked. Everybody has a fair trial. But if you did it, you did it. And you can't sugarcoat it, no matter how you slice it and dice it up and throw it in the oven to bake. If you shot somebody, you shot somebody. Now, was it intentional? You know in your heart of hearts. Could you imagine a judge like me? If somebody was like me, a judge? How are those criminals going to go in there and lie? That's where things need to change. We need to have honest representation. Because I think the lies have gone on long enough, don't you? So, God, family, and business. That should be our new slogan for the nation. And I keep saying it over and over, but it's so beautiful and so true. And I'd also like to have the Lord's name that's been in vain in all these movies removed. You want to talk about complete disrespect. When didn't he get a voice? They're in so many movies, I never even noticed it until I turned my life over to him. And now I hear it all the time. And it makes me so sad that I didn't hear it before. And there's no reason for it. That's why we're in the situation that we're in. Because GD is said constantly in movies. So when you keep saying that, you keep stomping him in the ground. That's not where he belongs. thanks we give him for what he gave us? What he sacrificed for us? His only begotten Son? Well, I, for one, aren't okay with it. So that's why I've been doing things about it. Even though constantly people tell me to worry about myself. Never have, never will. So, hope you enjoyed my video.